This next one is a poem that I wrote on the day that an American died this year from Ebola. And it is from the perspective of a loved one, and it's called 8 to 16. You came back again from one of your trips to the other side of the planet. You know I love you more than anything on Earth, but I'm getting used to your absence. It's a terrible thing to say, I know, but when you came back this time and said that you had a fever, I figured that you just ingested some of their toxic water and you'd have the stomach flu for days, but then you'd be fine. But then, this time, with your fever, I remember thinking of how you drank the water swimming south of the equator, and I thought nothing of it. You would be clear up in a week, and I'd just hold off on kissing you for a while. But after 8 days, you went to the doctor, told him of your travel and ails. And that's when the doctor called the CDC and the federal agencies swarmed in. After you left for the doctor, the next contact I had was with men in hazmat suits at my door. They asked if I was alone. They asked me if I had any children. Then they asked me to come with them. I told them that I needed to wait for my husband, and they told me that you were now in isolation. After hours, they told me that you caught a nasty virus while you were away on your trip. But I said, well, wait a minute. He was on a work trip, and his company makes him take a ton of drugs so that he'd be immune to everything and he wouldn't catch anything. And that's when they stopped me, right there. They locked me in a room. They told me I couldn't leave. And then they said that he caught a bad strain while helping a woman he found on the street, pregnant, bleeding, and in pain. It took them 2 days to discover the details before they gave me the news. He's in isolation. We're trying new treatments and hopefully he'll be okay. But I know of this virus. It's usually lethal, so please, let me see him. Now. And that's when they said, sorry, it's out of our hands, but you must be in isolation too. So I screamed at the medics, all to no avail, as they swore I had to stay safe. So I paced in my isolation. I watched the drive-by media, and I heard them say stats that death from this virus can take from 8 up to 16 days. 8 to 16 days. It was 8 days before I even went to the doctor. I mean, could this waiting actually do him in? I couldn't talk to him. I couldn't see his face. I couldn't kiss him or tell him that I loved him. That I'll always love him. That I'm nothing without him. The morning of the 5th day, still trapped in isolation. That's when they told me he died. My blood work was clean, but they had to keep me in isolation while they said that they would cremate my love. And all I could think was, after you're done, send him to Arlington National Cemetery so the world will know he's a hero to more than just me, since you made me wait until he died. And still, I continue to pace, trapped in this room, alone, with nothing to wait for, ever again.